Hey guys, Antonio here with some more of the Lean Startup. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 11 titled Adapt. So the whole goal here for this chapter is to help you build an adaptive organization. One that can basically automatically adjust to its outside conditions, to the things that are happening to it, and then from there change their processes and stuff like that. The example they used in the beginning of the book was creating a training program for the employees that worked there. And in the beginning, Ries said that he would laugh at that idea for a startup. Like, we don't have enough money to, focus on that. We should just be focusing on building the product. But he didn't realize that that extra effort that he put in the beginning to get people to get on page with what was going on, it benefited them so much longer. It's so much better in the long term. So these early defects that were happening because of that, the lower quality of products that people were producing, that caused a lot of rework, a lot of low morale, and customer complaints in the end. And that can affect your ability to learn, because if you're putting out a worse product, then people are not going to be able to, you're not going to have your exact goal of maybe what you wanted to build in that time period, and that's going to affect your ability to get through that build, to get back through the feedback loop. So it's important that you take a step back and invest in these processes, invest in how to prevent these future problems. When you invest in these future problems, you're basically taking a step back, taking a short-term loss. We're going to spend some time focusing on how we can solve this and not working on the product. Because sometimes, you might need all your effort on the product. Sometimes you might not. But if you take some resources away from the product development is going to slow down. So there's going to be some short-term loss there. But in the long term, if you get these processes to work correctly, which is the goal here, then you are going to be eliminating so many future problems that you'll be having by preventing and having all of these processes in place. So at the core of every technical problem, he says that there's a human problem involved. And one way to get down to that human problem, a lot of times you won't realize it. You'll realize just the surface level technical problem. So you have to play this game called the 5 Whys. And it's basically asking a question why something happened. So if, for instance, a build failed, you ask, okay, why did the build fail? And now you look at the code and it says, okay, it failed on this line, in this file. So you say, okay, why did it fail on this line in this file? So then you look farther, deeper, why did this happen? Why did that happen? And sometimes it doesn't have to stop at 5. It can go even farther. Sometimes it's beneficial to go farther. Sometimes it's beneficial to stop at 5. So use this method to keep asking yourself why something happened till you get to the actual human problem that caused it. And then once you have multiple times that something is happening because of you finding out from these 5 whys, this 5 whys meeting you're having, you're going to be able to realize a trend. And when you realize a trend, then you should change the process to make sure that you are getting, you're adapting and preventing these problems in the future. And a lot of times he says that this games of 5 whys can turn into the 5 blames. Oh, this happened because Antonio forgot to check the code, and that happened because Mike was tired that day, or something like that. You're blaming other people when in reality that's not focusing on how we can solve the solution. The 5 whys, it gets down to the core reason why the problem happened and solves it. Doesn't throw blame on people. You need to have meetings. You have to have these meetings to analyze these problems. They say to have a 5 whys master, someone who basically can guide the entire meeting and is educated on what the 5 whys does, and make sure that it doesn't turn into a 5 blame situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's chapter on adapting. I left the link in the description down below for you to purchase a copy of this book, The Lean Startup by Ries. Highly suggest if you're trying to start your own business or create your own product in some way, shape, or form. Guys, please leave me a thumbs up. And as always, I'd love for you to subscribe to follow along for more videos. And have a wonderful day.